Alright, so Henry versus Lilina. Henry is all about stalling out, denying your opponent resources, and then just going into Medius when they have none, and then just trying to win the game that way. And Lilina's about blowing up your opponent. So Lilina always has the ability to hit Medius and stuff, potentially, but they need a hand to do that, and obviously Henry deletes their hand, so... honestly, no idea how this is going to go, but considering that Kanave has already bonded a Henry, or bonded a Medius and main pro mode, it's looking good for them. Because you don't bond Medius unless you have another one. And yeah.
This indeed does look like a bad start for Lilina, but there's always a chance that she may be running Mirabilis to counter Henry, which, if that's the case, this could actually turn into a game.
Yeah, or you go
If not,
with
we'll see that.
Brave Veronica, so when that you get discarded at one card, you draw up to 4. So the Henry just makes you go plus. Is personally a nicer counter, but...
Brave Veronica.
Yep, Veronica.
Huh.
When you discard her, you draw up to 4. You make your hand 4.
Ah, I see. I've never seen this card. Interesting, interesting. Oh, that is Jenny already. A different Jenny, but still a Jenny.
Well, you just want enough so you can always get a dodge, and it can swing better. That's pretty much the idea behind it. Is it's a body.
Hi, Henry, man. Do people have no respect for their opponent if they play Henry?
You know the answer to that question.
I know. But I wish it
Yeah.
was different. I wish the answer was different.
As I only play Henry when I respect my opponent because it means that I'm actually trying to beat them.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well,
So
like-
that means that when you decimated me, you disrespected me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, my other
Okay.
deck was Obero, so you got one of those.
I had a chance against Dobro.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we
Maybe
can
not
see it
against
right here.
you, but like if
Sylveon
somebody
is
else was
already
playing
on.
Dobro.
Lilina Sylveon is already on
Main
0
promo.
cards. This is just not a good experience for anyone.
Except if she hits this attack, she does draw one. So
No, she.
no,
Oh, right, from her own skill. For
exactly.
some reason, I thought you meant the support.
No. Her first skill is discard a Lilina, gain plus 30. Her second skill is each time it's on hit, draw if you use skill 1. And then skill 3 is
Yeah.
hey, if you're got like plus a lot, you just blow up the board. So
Yeah, this is a really terrible matchup, honestly. Lilina needs so many cards in her hand to really get going,
yeah.
and Henry just denies all of them.
But the turn that they go into Medius, if they don't get orbs relatively soon after that, you can just blow them up. Because as soon as Henry's gone, the hand size is obviously going to become a bigger thing.
I suppose that is true as well, that Lilina can just get this win very
Yeah,
surprisingly and quickly, especially if there's, I don't know, Zephyr around or something.
that one is a lot less common just because Lilina herself usually has enough other things that can flip bonds, like the dancers. So you can abuse the fact that her draw skill is not once per turn because it's on hit.
That is true. I mean, we
I'm a
do see
little.
the Azura 5, we do see Azura 5 in the bonds already. And just now we got Ninian. But yeah, Henry is a very, very badly designed card, but it's from the first set, so
I mean, technically speaking, he's not super badly designed because technically it's a flip 1, tap the unit, which is a minus, kill the unit, which is a minus. It has to be CC'd, so it takes 2 cards at least to cause your opponent to -2. Honestly, on its own, it's in theory not that bad. It's costed properly. It's just, ugh.
as MC.
Oh, well, as
First of
MC, it's not even
Medius.
that bad. Because, think about this, he just blows himself up enough and then you kill him. Like, he's killing himself every turn. The issue
He is
was
not very
Medius.
strong.
Yeah, the issue was that Medius was made, and that made him have a safety net. The biggest
Mhm.
issue with Henry always was, yeah, he makes your opponent have no resources. But then he just dies. But now Medius was there, so that he has an out.
And then you just run
Killing Medius is
healers
just not very easy.
prolong
He
how
can
quickly.
hide in the back line. He's a 100 base, obviously, it's a big problem.
Yeah,
Most MCs won't be able to clear that unless they draw a lucky crit because their resources are so
exactly.
low.
So he just works very well with Medius because Medius is very hard to hit, and then you need the resources to be able to hit Medius, but Henry obviously says you have no resources before this, so now you're in this odd
Oh,
spot where you don't have the
there's
resources.
Lilina just spawned at a jump game, meaning that Robin is going to get some cards for Lilina, most
Mm,
likely.
not necessarily. Robin you usually don't really want to kill because his skill is on deploy. Lilina's range, so you can actually just ignore him. I would just say they're bonding Jomka because that's the only card they have that's worth a bond. Um,
I suppose, but I feel like
like I would. Oh no, they
um,
actually are swinging Robin.
but they missed, which
Yep. Which means they.
isn't great. But I guess that's also Lilina special.
Yeah. That's the issue of running something that's so self-heavy.
Hmm.
I will say though that if it does go into Medius, Lilina does have a good shot at hitting those hundreds
Yes,
because
she
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 can
can
just
she can still
buff up
threaten
pretty
the
high.
Medius, but she needs cards in hand to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
So if
there's
she can survive long enough after Medius to actually get cards, then she can go.
Yeah, I
the
think
issue.
the question is or not whether Henry shows back up after Medius drops, because if Henry shows back up to keep the cards low, it's still an issue while Medius can just sit there, draw cards, and just be a big beatstick.
There's also the Jenny issue. Is as
Sure.
soon as they go into Medius, they're going to try and overclass Jenny, and if they do, that means Medius now has an orb, and you'll probably have to hit him 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
way to kill Medius, I mean, while Lilina does have it, with how Lilinas are usually built, she does have a good chance of getting a crit in hand very easily, so she doesn't need to get the boosts necessarily. But if she doesn't get like the best case scenario of killing him,
They forfeited.
oh,
Oh,
Well,
never
at that
mind then.
point, the Henry still had 2 orbs. Like, you had to go through the
Yeah,
Henry,
yeah,
then deal with the Medius. In that situation, there was absolutely no shot for Sylveon.
yeah. This was not very good, but maybe the next game is a little bit more lucky. But
Well,
yeah, what I wanted to say is, I think the best case situation for Lilina, assuming she can't get her skill active to begin with, is to kill Henry with the first swing and then have a dancer ready for a second swing into Medius immediately.
that's pretty much what you have to do. But the chances of you having a dancer or having enough attack to just do the attack and then blow up the board as soon as Medius comes out is very low. Um,
Yeah, because you have so little resources to begin with. It's a
yeah.
not the
well, I mean,
easiest
Medius blows up
option.
the board anyways.
Well, as
But
No, no.
that's obviously banking on the fact that they don't have a Henry dodge when they're at zero
Lilina
orbs.
blow up hits MC. So it's more of hit the Henry. He goes into Medius. Lilina flip one.
Oh, Mirabilis.
All right. That's always a good thing to see for going against Henry, because it really slows him down. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mirabilis being a very hard to get rid of card as well because you need to attack her basically twice,
yeah. So
which Henry
Henry's
won't be able to do for a while.
actually not necessarily. Jenny cost 1 does have the ability to hit, so they could instead
No.
of promoing here, they could always deploy Jenny cost 1 and then just swing twice into it. It does.
Those Valentian cards, crazy stuff.
Yep. Well, because healers in Valencia
Oh,
can always attack. So, yep, that's
mm-hmm.
exactly what they're doing here. This still hits, which is actually probably a bad thing for the Henry. Henry did not want that attack to hit, hence swinging with Jenny first. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Now Lilina has more cards.
exactly. And the Henry now no longer has a Jenny 1, so they can't overclass as easily. It's kind of it's a double minus in a way, which can be very frustrating.
Oh, is this alt art?
Yep, this
No.
is
Oh, this
plus.
is always a little bit confusing when people run both arts, but makes
Uh,
sense.
I mean, it's what happens when people like both. They'll run 2 of each just so that they still see both. Because there's some
Yeah.
arts that are like, yeah, the plus is better. There's other arts where, yeah, the non-plus is better. But if both of them are good, why not use both?
Yeah, I know. I did that a while when I still played Cellar for Cellar 5 specifically, where I used both the alt art and the big art with Julia as well.
Yep,
The shared art is what I'm trying to say.
exactly. Alright, so they buffed up and then swung face, and it did not work out well for Sylveon. They
Did Henry
had the Henry
dodge? I looked
dodge.
away for a second.
Yep, they had the Henry dodge. They had the backup 3-2. The real question
It
here
was
now
the free
is,
two.
yeah, does Henry
I
have the
was
main
hoping it
promo?
might have been. I
Henry
was
does.
hoping it might have been main promo
Yeah,
because he
no.
hasn't done it yet.
Henry seemingly does not have main promo because they class changed Jenny, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
You'd
She's
obviously want to
No,
wait to do that until after you made promo
tapping back
for the
Jenny
Meyer.
versus a ranged MC does not seem like the most ideal thing to do
it's fine
either.
because the objective isn't to keep the Jenny. It's just to make it so that Jenny can't get a like. It's to
Loot is very good here as well.
Yep. So that was a
Anything that gets a cost.
that was technically a draw too because Lilina killed Jenny,
Mhm.
so drew 1 from that, and is now trying
Yeah,
to kill Henry because of the dance. So turning the
and
dance into a +1, as well as another swing, is just great. So yeah, Sylveon drew
yeah,
3 cards that turn, loot, and then 2 Lilina draws.
that is very good indeed because now Henry, even if Henry promotes, it's not really enough to get Lilina into like dangerous territory.
Yep.
Plus, they probably don't really have anything to hit. Yeah, they promote here, and unless they have like something specific, I don't know what to deploy
Uh,
they have that could hit Ninian. But Henry has to choose between tapping himself here or attacking the Ninian,
yeah,
and
because
I don't think he's going to attack.
no, I would say killing the Ninian is the best situation by far. Just because it will just use its skill again. There's still the 2 bonds face up. It will make Lilina swing twice. If you don't kill the Ninian, that is another Lilina on the board. If you don't have 2 dodges, that means they're going to try and draw 2 cards from you.
Yeah. It definitely seems like the
If you
Kanave
have
is
if you have 2
figuring out what to
dodges,
do.
yeah, if you have 2 dodges, yeah, use the Henry skill. But just know that you're going to eat the Ninian. So killing the Ninian is the better
There it
option.
is.
But it comes
I
with
was
this as a
hoping for that.
caveat.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. Okay, Henry is in a terrible spot this game.
Especially if they have an Azura in hand, because they can
Mhm.
bond whatever, because they have the black-white bond, deploy Azura, and then they get 3 attacks with Lilina, and then it only costs 2 Lilina discards to nuke the board. So they could technically hit Henry 3 times here.
Yeah, if they have Azura, the game could literally end right now, assuming Henry doesn't have a dodge either.
Yes.
Actually, no.
No, it
I
could.
mean, if
They
without
would hit
Medius
3
and
times and nuke
Henry,
the board.
yeah,
Yep. It is possible
yeah.
to end, in theory, end the game this turn, or at least get them off the Henry.
Though honestly, depending on the situation, I mean, they could definitely try for it, but I think, given the situation, I think it's better to put Henry on 0 and then keep the Lilinas for the next turn to make sure that a possible Medius just gets nuked afterwards. Ah, and another Mirabilis. Yeah, this game is so over for Henry.
Uh, I wouldn't say so over, but it's definitely not in the greatest position. Um, oh, they had the Azura. They're just no, they didn't.
No,
Okay,
that's
never mind.
the support. That's the
Sorry,
support. That's the support.
I thought that was the Nino stack and was very confused. But they're probably just waiting until this draw before they do the Nino stack. So there's the Nino stack.
Lovely. More draws. Setting up the Lilinas for the nuke. The
Yep.
question is, how will this go?
Well, all right, we got the Nino attack, so she can flip 1, draw
Yeah.
1. They're just looking for
Naturally.
another, probably 2 more Lilinas to see if they can try and pretty much win the game.
Oh
with
no, they
this.
do have they have two already. They have two already.
Yeah,
situationally
it's
built.
about just having enough to cause the nuke if that is the right play, but apparently it's not. Which is, yeah.
Hmm. I
And
think
now,
this is fine though because like field wise, the Lilina is a fantastic spot. Henry doesn't really threaten anything with Mirabels on the field,
yep,
and they still have the Lilina in hand.
Henry's best play here is legitimately still kill the Ninian. You can't kill the Lilina and you don't want to. Nino is slightly too hard and you don't have 2 units for Moralibus at the moment. And even if you do
Hmm.
kill the Moralibus, I would almost just say it doesn't really help too much. Um,
Yeah,
so I
I
would
feel
still
like
say
it's
Ninian is probably the best target.
yeah. I feel like this is more a matter of it's the only play than the best play because at the moment there's not really anything the Henry player can do.
Yeah.
But then again, there's still a full hand that can be played here. Another Jenny free. Another good thing is that currently that's 5 bonds, so there's no risk of Jenny dropping either.
Jenny would straight up be a bad play here. You'd want to save the Jenny for when you can Medius for the most part, unless you're afraid of them like actually killing you this turn. Or you have no
I would
Medius.
imagine that's the case here, though.
Yeah. Well, it's more of can they kill you and like kill the Medius as well.
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
I see. I
Triandra in the
assume they're
back.
going
Cheers.
non
Yeah,
to
they're definitely.
Nino or Mirabilis, and then Henry into Ninian, I would assume.
So,
I
Or
think
other way
they're.
around. But
um,
I don't really know what the Na is doing here, frankly, unless they're actually going to use Na's skill, like
yep.
skill 1, which
No,
might be the case.
they're just trying to get a card back. In this case, a Nah, which is fine. Like it's literally just grabbing one of your bonds and getting it back to hand. It literally does nothing in this case. No skill
Yeah,
one.
no,
I don't see them being used. I think it's literally just their. Oh, they
I
guaranteed the
think it
crit.
was.
There you go.
No, I think it wasn't. Huh.
They used
Why
no
didn't they
skill
just
two to
use the
get the
skill?
crit. It was a flip one, get a crit,
yep.
and now they're
Alright,
Yeah,
doing it
that's
but I
what
twice.
still think they could have gone with the normal attack as well, because the bonds are not really. The
No,
flip one doesn't seem too costly at the moment, but yeah.
so both skills were flip ones, but Lilina doesn't run miracle emblems. So skill one you could self and then not hit. Skill two just guarantees you the kill. Skill two is always the better option if you have a crit that you can grab.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I would have just imagined that keeping the crit as a backup might be useful as well, but apparently not.
Oh well, at that point
But
it's a
yeah,
flip two and not
the
worth it usually.
Triandra right now interests me because feel like the Triandra could be
Yep.
pretty annoying
Yep. Uh,
getting rid of the last bond in there.
Triandra right now is not free. It is a 1-for-1 because it doesn't have the unflip part. Oh, they dodged with Ninian, keeping her alive.
Another Ninian dodge. Yeah, I feel like now they definitely want to use Triandra though
Yep.
to get rid of
yeah.
that last bond because
Um,
even if it's not free,
Why'd they send a Lilina out as well though?
Magic Emblem. That the Lilina
Oh,
that
I
was
see.
on support is a Magic Emblem on offense and defense.
Alright.
Um, so yeah, so here the still ideal best play is Bond to Black White, deploy Azura if possible, because then Ninian can flip that Black White Bond and Azura can just untap Ninian Lilina, and that's your best play. If that's not an option, though, I'm
yeah, I
not sure
feel like
because
that
right now
option
you're
was just.
being a tricolor deck
Hmm.
is really painful at this point when you have no face-up bonds.
I
Yeah,
assume
and I
they
feel
have.
like that's the issue right now. I don't know if they have Azura, but I'm pretty sure that 2 of these cards are definitely Lilinas, unless they threw one of the 2 Lilinas just now with the magic emblem.
They did. They threw away a
Uh,
Lilina and a Ninian dodge.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that
yeah.
they have more
Hmm.
Lilinas in hand than if they're throwing away Lilina.
It's also
Yeah.
just because Henry doesn't really pressure things, but yeah, probably. Um,
It's less about the dodges, but more about the nuking that the Lilinas are still needed for. But yeah, I
Yeah,
yes.
guess
which also makes
I
that
think.
Ninian dodge
Hmm.
really nice because now they're at 5 in their hand, so the Mirabilis is saving them.
Nils. Okay, bonding Nils, which is a
Nils.
plus 30er. Okay, yep, that's a good option.
Oh, Mir is great here.
Yep. So generally speaking, Mer should swing first.
Which she does.
Yep.
What is...
They took Orb, and there's
Okay, what are we looking at? 0.
This is just swinging face right now.
Yeah, but sadly we can't nuke
That hits.
Medius.
So she draws a card, because that did kill.
Okay,
Minion
if it's a
untap,
Lilina,
and you
so
hope
she-
that the 5 cards aren't Medius.
Oh, she still has
I
the
mean, do we
dance.
know if is there Lilina
Yeah.
in Bond possibly? Oh, there is. Perfect. Then
No.
that can go.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, they sadly didn't draw another Lilina. I think they're just going for the. Wouldn't have been safer to use the crit here instead?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's bad.
This gives them technically the buff on defense, which doesn't really matter.
Wait, we're still not in Jenny range, right? We need 7 bonds for that.
Yes. So the
Okay.
the Ninian on crit or on non-crit doesn't really matter. It's just it'll stop the Miracle Emblem, which does have a small chance of happening. And at 120, you're guaranteed to hit
Right.
anyway. I don't think there's a single
Jenny,
30.
yeah.
Oh, actually, Triandra.
You're right. Jenny is run. I forgot that Jenny is run. Has Miracle Emblem.
So it would have had to been specifically a Triandra support on the Medius to a self support on the Lilina, and that's pretty much the only combination that can keep her safe. That can keep Med safe. Actually, no, there is another Jenny 30. The 3-2.
Jenny.
I
No,
will
that's
say-
that's
20
not a 30.
support.
That's not a 30. Never
That's
mind.
20
Yeah,
support.
there's only one 30 support.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you're right with the Miracle Emblem. That's. But now I'm a little bit worried. Like Lilina's still in a good position, but
She's still in a good position because she bonds one thing. Mer will be 80 again, and then Mer can threaten.
no. But I think Mer is gonna die here, isn't she?
Most likely. It will. There's still the Ninian that you kind of want to deal with, though. The
I
Ninian
don't.
staying
I feel like
alive
at this.
is-
I feel like at this point the Ninian is not really as big of a threat because the question right now is whether can you hit Medius? Is not how often do I want to hit Medius? I mean, of course, there's the chance that there are even more Medius dodges in hands, but
I would
it's
assume
I
that
just mean.
they don't have another Lilina, because otherwise they would have just dropped 3 in
Oh,
the
they're hard
group.
deploying Jenny. They're just gonna heal.
Yep, flip 3 heal
Just gonna
Medius.
heal them.
Oh, but first use.
I mean, it's certainly not worst case scenario, but it's not fantastic because Jenny can also hit. Now both can be killed, and Sylveon is on 1 card in hand, which is not good.
Yeah. So yeah, Jenny flip 3 heal 2 different named units. So it's going to be Medius plus 1.
Probably Jenny.
No, can't heal self.
Can she not heal herself?
No, no one can heal
No,
yourself.
it's not Jenny, yeah.
Oh, she can't really. Okay, then I don't know.
It's usually
Maybe
Medius plus Henry,
Henry?
or Medius plus Plumeria. Or Triandra. The reason why I say Triandra is now that Medius is going to be constantly lower on bonds, this means that you lock the Lilina out of ever having a face-up bond. Linhardt is also just becomes a free draw. So if you're looking for another Medius, Linhardt's the best thing. Especially if you know if there's a Medius in your deck. And it's this low, you might as well do Linhardt, get the draw. I still would have said
okay.
Triandra, just because it's a little bit more of a lockdown.
This is not. This is a bad spot to be in now. This changed pretty quickly.
Yep.
What does this one do? Tandem emblem.
Plus 10 if red or blue MC. The only reason why it's in the deck is just because it's a red-blue bond. So you can bond it, and then you only need 1 face-up bond to do whatever.
Is there a?
1 can open.
Wait, there are
Nope, that's not a
red-blue
zero.
cards? I thought the only
Isn't it
dual-color
awful?
cards were white-black.
No, Tokyo Mirage Sessions got 2 red-blue cards. Specifically,
Interesting.
Tiki, the Vocaloid, got a dual-colored card, and Itsuki, when he ate the Soul of Marth, got a blue-red card.
What do you mean?
That makes sense, because now it's
Marv.
simultaneously both Arcanea and
Have you never
I've-
played
I've-
TMS?
No, and I will never will.
Release.
Okay.
But also, I thought Itsuki was with Crom the entire time.
No. So he's with his partner is Crom, his weapon is Crom, his class is tied to Crom. But the final of the game is you perform the Opera of Light to summon Marth's soul, who then fuses with Itsuki, which is why if you look at Itsuki's set 22 card, he looks slightly Super Saiyan, because that's what he looks like when he consumes the soul of Marth. And then you fight Medius.
Naturally, that makes sense.
So
I have not finished TMS, so thank you for the spoilers, first of all.
I mean, you know
Wait,
you're performing
what
the
just
opera
happened?
play.
What just happened? Did they attack into Jenny?
I don't.
I was too busy thinking about TMS.
Why did they attack into Jenny here?
They attacked into Jenny. Because they knew Medius had a dodge, and they probably just wanted to stop the overclass from happening.
I suppose the overclass is a risk, but I don't know.
You might as well, even if you knew he had the dodge, you might as well burn the dodge. How'd they miss Jenny? Was it the
They dodged.
They dodged.
Okay. That's what I was about to say. I was like, how the hell did they miss there though?
Maybe they were hoping for the draw. Well, it's not the overclass, but this is not good.
It's just as bad. Lilina is 100 attack because of Elise, though, but I don't think it's enough.
Elise will die. Elise will die. This is not good. I mean, there's no Henry here, and Mirabilis is still on field, so technically Lilina can try to get a few cards for a few turns, but
oh my god. Yeah, they have no cards in hand. They had this game for a while. This is starting to...
There it is, the last card of the deck. That's the card that they were constantly drawing for.
Okay, so now they have a bunch of Mediuses.
No, Medius
went
to
that went to the
just
retreat.
now.
Never mind. Okay.
But, I mean, having it available in retreat is not perfect, but it will take Jenny a while to heal again, at least.
Yeah, you need 3 bonds. They're at 0 face-up. It's not likely for them to ever be to draw with it. So
yeah, but we know there's we know there's 1 dodge in hand. Obviously, 1 medicine is on field and 1 is in retreat. So okay, that's a draw.
So Robin is just going to stay there. He's not going to do anything ever again.
Sorry, is that a face-up orb or what's in their MC?
Yes, that is a face-up orb because they used Linhardt.
Robin.
No, Robin just adds 1. Does not let you see anything.
Wait, but they had that before Medius went out.
No, not the Robin, and not the
orb.
No. I mean the
MC is definitely the orb that Robin put in. Why is it visible?
If Linhardt peeked at it, that would be the only reason. If Linhardt,
there was a Linhardt. Yeah, there was a Linhardt.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 cards in Sylveon's hand. We just need a little. Why? Oh, I'm looking at MC. 1 more. We just need 1 more Lilina, and then we can just say goodbye.
Not necessarily. Actually,
right, there's another open here now.
They're gonna dodge that first.
There's another orb. Yeah. This is not good. I don't think that Lilina can do anything except just draw cards at the moment. Did this miss?
What was that for?
Deku set.
It was into Henry. It was not into Robin. Sorry, not Henry.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
Lilina swung into Robin, selfed, and Robin survived.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
And Lilina's trying to draw cards at the moment, which
honestly, that attack should always be into Medius, never into Robin. It's completely useless into Robin.
No, it's for drawing cards. That's the sole purpose here right now.
You need to discard 1. No, you need to discard 1 for Lilina's skill 2 to activate. If they didn't use Lilina's skill 1, she has no on-hit draw. It should always be into Medius if you didn't discard anything. You don't want Robin to die.
Then I'm pretty sure Lilina draw off. Yeah. Anyway, this is awful. This is probably game.
Yep. Myrrh and Elise. Yeah. Well, obviously you can.
These are useless.
Well, they still have 4 orbs. This turn is not game, but it's probably leading into.
Yeah, but the issue is that now I don't think that Lilina can't really do anything.
So this game is mainly over because Henry is stopping them from gathering resources, Medius is gaining resources, Triandra is stopping them from stockpiling resources, and Lilina is a very hungry MC. She needs something to burn through to be a threat. She is a big threat when she has stuff to burn through, but she has nothing. She's out of
Yeah.
gas. Um,
hmm
so
Like the only way this could still work out is if there's just no Henry at the moment. Like if Kanave for some reason does not have a Henry access,
yeah.
then Lilina might have enough time to do something, but it's looking very bleak.
But even then, it's like there's the Medius can just sit there for a while because Triandra says you can't leave Bonds face up.
I
And
mean,
Medius
Triandra
just is
can be
gonna.
killed.
She can be, but that means you're not progressing anything, and you have to hit the Medius at least 3 times to win. That you know they have a dodge, you know they have an orb. 3 hits to win. The question is, can you get 3 hits in any sort of decent time frame?
Not really. I think this is coming down to
Ooh,
okay, trying to get more
interesting.
draws in here into who?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
okay, never mind.
fair.
Triandra. Yep.
I
Yeah,
would have just saved
Discarding
that.
Lilina so your on hit draw skill is active, and then trying to kill Triandra, but they have a dodge.
Henry's such a uh,
He is an MC of all time. Alright,
and
so no
there's a
deployment,
new Henry.
but we got the Henry on deck. So that means next turn. Yep, they're not going to swing this turn because there's no point.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Sylveon has all the time in the world. It's just a question of is there a point?
Well, you have. Yeah. I wouldn't even say you have all the time because every single turn, they're just going to bond one and then get rid of one of their bonds and draw one. So, slowly speaking, Kanave is getting more face up bonds and more cards in hand.
There's three. Oh,
Which
that's just
Celica?
rude. That is just rude.
That is an option.
That is
Holy
so
shit.
mean.
So that D promo was your opponent's main character.
Yeah.
How where was Celica in hand the entire time?
I'm pretty sure. Or orbs.
That's yeah, I don't remember seeing Celica.
I have not seen her this entire game.
They've just been
That is
waiting to be like, haha, fuck you.
that's actually so goddamn rude. Holy shit.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
And the worst part, they're still not gonna attack because they don't need to. They,
Uh,
now Lilina also just has to wait until she gets promo again.
well, she
That
also
is
needs a
so
a purple bond.
that is
You can't
oh my
promo
god, that is
without purple
Oh
bond.
yeah, you have one card in your arrow. You'd have to get
and
both a
then you
promo
still have to
and
get rid
another
of the
card.
Celica before she does it again.
Yep. And the
Please just have it.
Celica 70.
Please.
Oof.
Well, ideally, if you were to promo, you just kill the Celica. Um,
I mean, promo
But
doesn't hit
Celica's at
Celica.
70. It's not. You'd have to.
I
You'd
know.
probably have to send a Lilina from hand, which means you'd have to have 3 cards in hand: one to bond, one to promo,
One
and one
purple bond,
to
one
one.
promo, and at least
Yeah,
another Lilina to
yeah.
reliably get rid of Celica. That's
Which is
not
not
purple.
something that's going to happen. At least not this turn,
Hey,
because
we got the Azura.
they're.
A little late, unfortunately.
60. Crit.
Into who? Into
Celica, I'm
Medius?
assuming. Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, we had the Lilina, but
They did have
critting is
main
not.
promo.
No, that was
That
not
was
main
not main
promo.
promo. That was set
I
16.
wasn't. That was. Oh,
Not
And
set
I
21.
think,
I forget. There's just too many Lilinas.
and there's
I was like,
another.
oh, 5/4. That must be
Why
it.
did we bond the Azura here?
Um, the hope that they don't have Triandra, and you need to set up bonds anyway.
Which kind of died
This
Yep.
is this
just
is
now.
this is such a toxic deck. At least they're attacking.
Because the Medius will never deploy Triandra until your opponent has something for it to flip. So you never know if it's actually there or not.
Why are they attacking though?
Why not? At this point, the game's set. They're just going to try and
I
open.
mean, yes, but also, I mean, promo into free Lilinas would be really funny.
Look, just think of it as a pity play.
I mean, honestly, pity after playing such a toxic deck, but sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no pity for Henry players.
I think after dropping the Celica, I think Pity was not an option anymore.
See, this is why you play Micaiah always, because it saves you from the Henry.
Me
I'm so
playing
sad that
Furry
Lilina
Micaiah
lost this game.
to kill Vampire Man.
Uh,
How did this happen? I was sure this game was for
no,
Lilina.
no, Lilina's always too hungry. It was a very good setup. She did well, it's just...
Medius.
Kind of. Technically speaking, what probably sealed it was Mur dying. Mur going back down to 50 from 80. I don't blame it because
I
she
mean,
got back to
Medius would
crit.
hit her anyway, but
Yeah. Well, Medius wasn't out at that point, I don't think. Um,
no, he was.
okay.
What's happening now?
If they had deployed the nils, they would have been able to nuke board, but they wouldn't have gotten the first orb from Henry from
They
Mur.
couldn't have
So this
deployed
wouldn't
nails
matter.
simply because of the colors. The colors were wrong.
Yeah, they, yeah, there, I don't think there was actually a better line of play, but
Okay.
it was just,
I mean,
yeah.
If they
I
had
feel
a
like
third
Nils,
Lilina, that would be the better line of play. Which just like after it turned
I
to
think
Medius, just
Nils would
instant
have.
nuke.
I mean, they could have bonded a Lilina and deployed the Nils instead, which I think they could have grabbed back the Lilina afterwards with
Yeah.
Mur,
Nil,
because Mur was deployed on the same turn.
Nils is just nice because he's hard to kill.
Yeah, that's true. I feel. Yeah, actually, damn, there was a line. If they
Except
bonded Lilina,
for all
deployed Nils and Mur and get the Lilina back, they could
that
have
Back,
had the
that
then
nuke.
send to
so
tap a nils, and that's a
so the issue
150.
with
Then
that
you
is
kill with Mur, kill with
that's
Lilina.
technically not a straight line
Damn food.
for the sole reason of Triandra, Henry, and Jenny all have cost ones. Hell, we even know they have a cost one Henry in hand. So they'll deploy the Henry, burn the Nils safety, and then Medius kills him. Nils is not safe.
No, we're talking in the same turn,
No,
all in the same turn.
there was no safe play there with Nils. They couldn't trigger the nuke. They couldn't do anything. Remember, they had to heal Lilina from bonds to be able to buff up enough to even hit Medius.
Did they heal Lilina with
Yes,
Mur?
Mur
I
grabbed
thought they got
Lilina.
Azura.
Mur
Oh,
grabbed
I
I
didn't
thought they
Lilina.
got
remember that.
Azura.
No, it grabbed Lilina.
Okay, then it doesn't really matter too much, except that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, there he is again.
Oh,
Yep.
there's our little guy.
Into a promo that doesn't need a bond. Okay, what
What
else you
does
got?
this promo do?
Then
I
they're
mean, this
just gonna
could
put
also
someone
just
down.
be look like digging for cards going into this one.
Is
I
this
mean,
what it
it
was like
has.
watching me play?
If it was to kill Tiki, it does draw one.
Mm-hmm.
If it was to kill Medius, it does draw
If
one.
it hits, if it hits Tiki,
Okay, that card is worthless.
unfortunately, I'm not even sure why. I guess she's not worthless. Like it's still
Well, it's just worthless on
kind of.
board right now. Like it doesn't help you.
Yeah, it doesn't help you. Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
true. But
just an extra thing for Medius to swing into, or like
flipping the nail, I guess, with Triandra on
Kanave.
board, there's not really a point in trying to keep nails up.
Exactly. Yep. And Sap.
Ah, damn it. Yeah,
Yep.
I think this is.
Yep. She's gonna die here.
Is it? Sylveon is not giving up though. Someone wants to see the end there. Yeah, this
Which is
stinks.
interesting
This
because they
stinks.
forfeited the first game. Oh.
I mean,
Yeah, but
they
I
forfeited the
feel like
first
this.
game because it wasn't moving. This one has been moving.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, bonding and met. That's Kanave doesn't need to play that way. That's just rude at this
That's
point.
just saying, oh hey, I have enough to beat you anyways. I don't need it.
Yeah, this is
I don't
showing
even
No,
need
they're
cards
probably.
because this turn
they're
this.
bonding the card that they can't use. Like look at they deployed everything.
They still have another. They still have another. I mean, obviously they're going for game here, but like bonding the Medias is just kind of rude. And there's another one in hand,
Yeah.
nevertheless.
There's Kanave's information. So yeah.
Yeah, this was painful. Well, time
Did
to
they
wrap
even
it up,
swing,
right?
or did they just show their hand like, hey, yeah,
No,
no,
this
like,
is
No,
Sylveon
Sylveon
forfeiting
showed
again.
first. Sylveon showed first.
Yeah, because
oh,
that's their hand plus orbs. Um,
For a second, I thought Kanave showed first, and I was like, well, that's just even ruder. Not even giving them the dignity to like.
Well, they're in VC together.
It
so
was guaranteed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't know what they're
Yeah,
saying. So
That's fair.
yeah.
this
I don't
was
really have any.
a
I have
Hungarian
nothing to
Cipher
say about
Henry.
this.
Anyway, and with that, we're stopping the recording.